From Studio A in Texas, USA, it's hour number 2 of the All Things Automotive Car Talk Show in real time. Just ahead, we continue our show on Jeeps and the Jeep lifestyle. In our new car showroom is the Dodge Charger Scat Pack. We'll take you for a ride in that. And later, our Ram Tracks feature, along with the stories making automotive news headlines. That and more just ahead, and this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Show, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, down there, who's always in trouble. And King Conrad along there, he is trouble. I'm Don Armstrong, and I defined the word trouble. Just saying.
At least you could find something. Mars couldn't find his wallet.
Yeah, and he was kicking it down the street last we saw.
Oh. I'm not saying nothing else. It's so bad.
I know. So we're going to continue our discussion with the Jeep lifestyle, because that's really what it is. So Mr. Mars is lined up for us. A couple of folks. One is Norma Jessup with the Jeep Four-Wheel Adventures, and Randy Sanderlin with the Skyline Jeep Club. How you guys doing?
Yay,
hey,
great.
Doing great.
Now, these are Jeep people, as you can tell. Look, we've even got Jeeps behind us.
Great background.
And a great background with the city of Houston covered in dust today. So don't wash the Jeep today. Wait till the dust goes away. But Norma and Randy, it's great to see you guys. So let's start with Norma, ladies first, and talk about the Jeep Four-Wheel Adventures group. So tell me a little bit about it, and where can we find you? What do you guys do? It's all yours.
Well, we are, of course, local to Houston. We've started our group. We started our follow page first because we decided to go to Colorado, and Colorado was so vastly beautiful that we started sharing our photos. The best way to share those photos was to start a page, so people could follow us. Also to allow people to share their adventures, to Colorado or Moab or wherever it is that they may want to go. So we started that. I think became very popular. Then I don't know, I just decided to start a group. So I started the group, Jeep Full Adventures. It's also called Jeep Full Adventures. We've got a follow page and a group. We have a monthly meetup here at Paperco, downtown Houston, at 1100 Elder Street, monthly. It's the 4th Saturday of every month. Because of the unfortunate situations that we're going through right now with our country, today's event was canceled. Because, out of respect for the people that are losing their jobs, the people's families that are sick, it's just something we don't want to promote,
Sure.
Understood. Completely understand.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're listening. Go ahead. We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. So, we're here. I'm here with Randy Sanderlin and Skyline Jeep Club, and this particular event is for Mitch and I went through the trouble. Actually, it was no trouble, but it was trouble. 3 months into finding the perfect spot where we can actually fit a numerous amount of Jeeps and have a Jeep meetup monthly that everybody would appreciate it. Well, we had no idea that this place was going to become so popular because of the downtown background,
Yeah.
So people love to take pictures with their Jeeps back here. We love to meet up here. Usually Paperco is open, so we have coffee and breakfast here. However, because of the current situation with our country, Paperco is indefinitely closed. So anyway, so
we just sit out here and meet up and sweat.
And talk.
Yeah. Today's a good day for that.
Yeah, exactly. With all the humidity and all of the the dust that's in the air, it's a perfect day. So when you get home this evening, you can put the Jeep in the garage after you wash it. But so do you guys meet up and actually go to the beach, go to Moab? Do you actually get involved in a Jeep lifestyle as far as getting your Jeep dirty?
every chance we get. But there's different levels. Some people, don't mind going out and getting a local mud park and getting their dirt Jeep muddy. Some people don't like that. Some people want to go to a rock crawling park, and some people just want to go to some nice trails up in Moab. And then we have a lot of beach people. There's another Jeep club locally, Jeeps at the Beach, Texas, and they have a huge following, and they have events at the beach all the time. A lot of benefits for other good causes too.
Yeah. Well,
And I think we were on one time when we talked about the old Highway 87 run that we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we do all kinds of things. Usually when Mitch and I go to Colorado, it's our vacation. So we say, hey, we're going if y'all like to join us. We don't get any takers, but because it's a long trip, it's an expensive trip, and
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to get up there and get back and spend some time up there, like you said.
exactly, and it has to be perfect timing for everyone. If you want to know the truth, we go every year at a particular time. This year we won't be going just because of the current situation, but and we're going to miss it. So I'm looking at as many pictures as I can, joining Colorado Jeep Club group so I can see what's going on up there.
So, Norma, I have to ask you, for those that are thinking about getting into the whole Jeep Wrangler thing, the whole lifestyle to own one, I've got a friend of mine that doesn't even take the top off of hers. I've been encouraging her. How would you get somebody involved in the Jeep lifestyle? Because you got to start somewhere. And so how does that happen? I mean, do you call you guys to reach you on Facebook? How does that happen?
Well, I'll be real honest. When I meet people, a lot of just going to the grocery store and them seeing my Jeep, they ask me about it, and I tell them that it's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's literally changed my life.
But the best way to really get into the lifestyle is join the meetup groups.
Right.
There's several all over town, depending on what part of town you're living in. Join the groups, go out, see the different kind of Jeeps, see the different kind of people. We make lifelong friends. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I love seeing when I get to introduce people, and then I see them a year or two later, and they're still friends, and they're still hanging out besides the meetups. It's a great lifestyle. It's a great bunch of friends. There's always something to do in some way or another.
And you get to watch your friends' Jeep evolve over a period of time as they do the modifications to it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, some of that turns into jealousy a little bit, but we still watch.
Yeah.
1 ton versus 40.
Right, exactly. I can only imagine. I mean, I always revert back to the days that I was in a car club, and it's so much fun, and met lifelong friends that are still friends of mine today, 35 years later, and we're still in touch. And so it is a lifestyle. And, I think that people can be a little leery about joining a club. Well, I don't have a lot of time to devote to a club. Well, you can devote as much time as you want. You don't have to sign up for the monthly meetings. If you can't go one month, it's no big deal. Hey, I'm not coming this month because whatever. Or if you're not feeling well, you don't show up. Okay, that's fine. It's not one of those kind of mandatory things,
Right.
That like paying club dues or something like that. It's not.
It's
that
supposed
way.
to be fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's the freedom that you feel when you get in your Jeep. I don't know that I've ever gotten into my Jeep without, after getting in, a big smile just comes over me. You don't have to join a club. You don't. If you get a Jeep, you feel it. You feel the freedom. I would never have imagined myself going to Colorado, ever. It happened after I got my Jeep.
Yeah. So I guess the question is it okay for somebody that has a Jeep that they're really not sure about joining a club, but they would like to give it a shot and see what it's all about? You don't have to join the club or the group to go on a beach meetup or something like that. You come and see what you think about it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons Skyline is just a like and follow page. Just you click on the page. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't have to do anything. Just like and follow it. I've had people get on there and say, man, after watching you guys, I had to go get me a Jeep. You know, just
Yep.
Right.
tag along. There's always an event going somewhere. So no matter where you live, you can hook up with other ones. And even if you have a new Jeep that's not modified like some of the ones behind us, and we still welcome you in and, give you some pointers and don't try this and try this. And,
Yeah, because you can give them your experience with the modification range that they can do. Depends on what they want. Are they looking for performance? Or are they looking for the visuals of the car? And coach them on where your whole group has been on doing some of those things.
Exactly true. Yeah.
And we encourage them to come to meetups for that very purpose. You get to look at a Jeep, and a lot of people ask questions. Well, what bumper should I get, or what tires should I get? Well, come out to a meetup, check out something because we don't know their preferences, we don't know what they really like. But come out and look at something, and you'll see something, and then the owner of the Jeep will be able to tell you, well, that's this. Oh, well, I really like that. Where did you get it from? So that's one of the purposes for the monthly meetups, is to meet new people and to and allow them to see the Jeeps, see what people have on their Jeeps, and modify their own to the way they want it to be modified.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a new one. You could buy a used one, an old one. And not only that, it's also, when you're in a group, it's a good a resource, shall I say. If you've got a problem with the Jeep, if you want to know what manufacturer made the bumper, where'd you get the wheels, how do you think of the tires, it is a huge resource.
Even get some help from some of the fellow members in the club to help you make some of those modifications.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think like we told you last time, we did do the wrenching parties at somebody's house. We'll get together and do some wrenching. I don't know if we lost you guys.
No. We're still here.
We're
still here.
We lost the camera.
But
okay.
we've got you. You're fine.
You're fine.
Okay. Well, we still do the wrenching parties. We'll get together, and somebody might want to put a new bumper on or do some running boards or whatever. We all get together and help him out. And then, like you said, when something goes wrong, because Jeep is a quirky little vehicle, little things go wrong that nobody knows how to fix. So it's good to be in a club that, hey, what did you do when you had this problem? And you'd be surprised, somebody's had that problem somewhere along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So give us your best Jeep wave. We know all the Jeep folks wave to each other as they're going down the road.
Looks back here, sitting there waiting for it to finish.
Well, it's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for putting your little Jeep bunch together back there with
Very
Houston
much.
in the background. We know that it took a little effort on y'all's part, and we really appreciate it. It's great to see you, and hopefully we'll see you in person soon. Be sure and invite us to the next event.
Absolutely.
Wow, absolutely, yeah. Fourth Saturday of every month here, and
We'll
rain
see.
or shine.
All right. Well, we
Thanks for having
again.
us on again.
All right. Well, we really appreciate it. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Norma Jessup with the Jeep Four Wheel Adventures Bunch, and Randy Sanderlin with the Skyline Jeep Club. We talk about all of these fine folks, and they've been actually longtime friends of ours. We don't see each other very often, and most of the time it's more along the lines of interviews like this that we actually run into them, see them, we talk about the Jeep lifestyle. But that's the way this whole thing with the Jeep Wranglers works. So it's all good. It's all good.
And there's so many Jeep groups you can join. Just here in the Houston area, there are a couple of them, but there's probably 7 or 8 big Jeep groups you can meet.
And the funny thing about it is, if you're worried about it and try which one am I go, just go to one of the events, because chances are the other Jeepers are going to be there as well. And if not, they know how to get in touch with the Jeep club that's near you.
And they're all happy to have you join, or just happy to have you come out to an event, even if you don't want to join.
That's right. Hey, I'd like to remind you to stay in touch with us all week long by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and through InWheelTime.com. Each and every week, we invite you to join us live for our 2-hour show, 10 a.m. to noon Central. And we've got more of the In Wheel Time Car Show coming your way right after this.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Houston's most in-depth car show, In Wheel Time, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and on InWheelTime.com. Podcasts of the show available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, Tune In, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict. It's all way too much. I can't keep up with all of it. But I can tell you that who is prepared right now, that man in the green shirt over there, Mr. Michael Mars, has a review of and we're all jealous, the Dodge Scat Pack.
This is the 2020 Dodge Charger RT Scat Pack Plus.
Scat Pack.
Scat Pack. Who did this writing? Anyway, what we're really talking about is we're talking about the large, full-size family sedan. It's a rear-wheel drive vehicle. And the one that we had, it came in this bright, gimme-a-ticket red with this bold, broad,
that's perfect for you.
Black carbon fiber dual striping down it that just really looked awesome because it matched.
Hey, police, here I am. Come and get me.
I
write me a ticket.
I call it pull me over red.
That's right. Same thing. I mean, it was just this gorgeous combination of black and red. When you throw in the red Brembo brake calipers and the wheels, and it was a perfect match, and it goes well with this sleek profile that absolutely has a nod to the 68 to 70 model Dodge Chargers in the fact that long sloping hood and the short on the trunk back end of the deck lid's what I'm trying to think of. Thank you. Up front, we found that we had the automatic high beams with the front with rain sensing wipers, and we had the wide body package on it. So we had the body colored fender flares on it that way around, so that's what allowed the 20 by 11 inch wheels, 11 inches wide wheels, to be totally tucked underneath on this thing.
It needs the big meaties for the motor.
And this is the Devil Rim aluminum wheels is what this was called.
Yeah, that's great.
And like I say, you put the bright red Brembo brakes right behind it with the 6-piston calipers, so it was the big size, easy to see. We had all kinds of things like the automatic adjust side mirrors. When you put it in reverse, it automatically adjusts for you to go back, rain-sensing wipers, just a lot of nice things on the outside on that profile. But when you get inside of it, it's got this cockpit styling to it.
Great seats.
They absolutely are. We had the black Napa leather with the leather flat bottom steering wheel that, for racers that like to have that. We had an interior lighting package that I thought was kind of unusual. It had the illuminated rear cup holders because in the rear seat it had the fold-down armrest that had cup holders on it, but that area was illuminated so you could see it, and had the front driver and the passenger lower LED lighting down on the feet so that you could see around down there, and the overhead lighting was LED. So it had this really nice interior lighting package to kind of light things up because it was all black.
Oh, okay.
So it was really nice to be able to light things up. Power front seats. The second row actually had heated seats on the outboard seating positions. Had the nice 8.4-inch Uconnect screen on it. Had the Harman Kardon Green Edge system. Now, this is 19 speakers with an amp, and it was surround sound, and it would surround the whole interior of this thing with some awesome sound. But,
Do they call it the Super Bee? Do they call it that?
No, they don't.
No,
they just call it the Scat Pack.
Oh. But it looks like
it
it
has
has
the Super Bee logo on it.
Yeah, but the Scat Pack was a whole grouping of vehicles back then. Like the Super Bee was one of them.
Oh, okay.
So the standard engine in the Charger is a 3.6-liter V6 with the 290 or 300 horsepower,
Nobody
depending on
cares
how you
about
get it.
that.
But we had the 6.4-liter V8, 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic with the anti-spin rear differential.
Can you get a manual transmission with this?
No, sir.
You cannot.
Nope.
But it's go to jail fast.
Oh, it is go to jail fast. 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, 12.4 ET off the factory showroom floor.
Did you use the performance pages?
I did not. I'm serious. I did not.
No,
Now,
he didn't want to. He wanted to melt the rubber off the back. Hello, Kimberly Schultz. Listen, I've got a real problem with the press fleet car over here. Something happened to the rubber on the rear end.
It was that way when I got it, and all this research. But I do want to say that the EPA says you should be looking for 15 miles per gallon in the city, 24 out on the highway for a combined of 18 in this vehicle. Now, the week I had it, we did get 22.5. for an overall average.
That's pretty good with your lead foot.
Well, we put it out on the highway, and I want to tell you why. Because this is a very highway-friendly driving vehicle. I mean, it is a modern muscle car because you can get in it and you can drive it like it's the family sedan. And you know, I'm a big fan of the Hellcat, but if I was really going to pick one to drive on a daily basis, the Hellcat, you still know you're in that massive 700-plus horsepower vehicle, no matter what.
It's scary.
Well, it's not necessarily scary, but you know it. Now, this vehicle, you can get in it, and you can cruise the highway coming over here, for example, running down Interstate 10 at 80 miles an hour or whatever the speed limit is, and you're driving a sedan, and you feel like you're driving a sedan.
You are such a liar. Don't believe any of this. He just lies through his teeth.
But I want to tell you, though, the great thing about this, though, is when you decide you want to step off in it, when you need to get up on the freeway,
here we go.
Freeway access ramp test.
Are we recording this?
It will get up and go.
Uh-huh.
And I want to tell you, it's got paddle shifters, and when you pull them shifters, and shift will happen, and it'll happen immediately whenever you pull it.
That's cool. Shift will happen.
And I'm just telling you,
shift happens.
I really enjoyed driving this car. I want to tell you, from a performance vehicle, this is a great street vehicle.
No. This has nothing to do with your profession and nothing else.
No.
Mike likes all of that horsepower and
I do, but I like the fact
Don't
that
we all?
my wife could drive this, and she would feel comfortable driving it because it doesn't have that overwhelming
But you
performance
would never
feel.
let her drive it because
No,
you
hell
want
no.
to drive
Excuse
it.
me. No, I would not let her drive it. So if I was going, and it's really hard to find something to compare this to because performance-wise, you really got to get up in the $100,000 range or to do
Close
it. But if
to
you're
it,
looking at a sedan, the Kia Credenza starts at about $33,000 for the 2019. I couldn't find the pricing on the 2020.
Wait a minute. You comparing that to a
Well,
Kia
I'm looking
Cadenza?
what are you looking for? A full-size type four-door sedan? I mean, what are you going to go with? The Toyota Avalon or what else? You got the Nissan Maxima?
Cadillac CTS?
V?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to go to the V to get that
to get the performance.
Power,
To get the performance out of it, you would. But I was just looking for a base sedan to start with because you can get into a base sedan Charger for less than $30,000.
Oh, wow.
With a 300 horsepower motor.
How much was this one?
Now, this one, our test vehicle, the base on our test vehicle was $39,995, but we had a few options. And that pushed it up to $57,000.
Oh, my God. A few options.
But that's not bad considering what that car is.
Well,
God.
because the wide body and everything else that you put on it, some of this stuff you wouldn't necessarily need to get the true performance.
This thing is
If
loaded.
you're talking about 11-inch wide wheels, so you got some serious meat under it.
Can you get the 392 without the wide body kit?
Yes, because the wide body is an option that was added on to this.
And how much was that option? Do you know?
Let's see. The Scat Pack, that was the seats. Wide body was $6,000.
I could do
So
it.
you could break this down to 51,000.
I'm just going to say I could get some skinnier tires and light them up quicker.
Yeah, but you go from four piston brakes to 6-piston brakes. You're talking about the tires, the wheels, the suspension. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that.
All I want is the motor.
Well, yeah,
That's
you
all
can
I
do
need.
that.
I just want the motor and the air conditioning. I'm good.
But I will say, if you really sit down and look at what you're getting for $57,000, you can step up to a Hellcat that's going to be up in the 70s or the 80s. You can look at the Corvette that's up in the 80s. From a value package for a muscle machine, a modern muscle machine, this is the kind of vehicle you really need to look at.
We've got the events calendar coming up right after a very quick break. So you just stay right there.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus, so we should all stay home to lower the risk for everyone. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It's Houston's most in-depth car show called In Wheel Time. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and on InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict. Seems like I just did that, didn't I?
It's okay.
Is it okay? Can never do it enough.
Nope.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Remember, our show airs every Saturday 10 to noon Central Time. Time now for the events calendar. Conrad has that.
So tonight is the monthly cruise in at 3 Acres, and that's going to be at 5 p.m.
Cruise in at 3 Acres.
Yeah, it's down in the Santa Fe.
Is that kind of like Shady Acres?
No, down in the Santa Fe area.
Oh, okay.
And then 6 p.m. tonight is the Kemah Meet and Show. So if you're looking to go to a meet tonight, go to Kemah.
Is that even still on?
Yep. Well, as far as I know, I didn't see that they canceled it, and I checked their Facebook page last night. Traction Pop-Up Meet is at 3820 Richmond Avenue, and that's at 8 p.m. And that's going to be outside, and you're in your cars. They want everybody to park a car space apart, so there's a little social distancing going on. Tomorrow morning, Speed Advocates Cruise. They're going to meet at the Target store in Katy at 8 a.m. and take a cruise, I think, again, through the National Forest. Seems to be the cruise direction of choice for most people because you can get some nice curvy roads up there. And then tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. is Crawfish and Cars in downtown Conroe. Sunday night, Freddy's at 1960 in Eldridge. I went last Sunday. They actually had a pretty decent turnout with some pretty cool cars. And then
but then COVID happened.
And then COVID happens. But their Showplace Classics is still having all their meets. They're just asking everybody to outside park a car space apart from everybody. And then Freddy's in Katy is going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m. Then at Freddy's in in Spring at Kirkendall and 2920 at 6 p.m. That's going to be Friday night. And then this weekend, there is no Nifty 50s. I think Randy's hoping to have a Nifty 50s July 4th night, but who knows how that's going to play out.
We don't know anything. It's kind of like a day-to-day thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. So, what was that? That was that website that guy works on that's got all the events on it and stuff?
Houston Car Meets and Cruises.
Houston Car Meets and Cruises on
and
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joseph Pledger.
That's it. Yeah. All right. I'm glad you got a memory. I don't. Hey, if you've got a question or a comment for us, email us. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We love the comments. The comment section is huge here.
It's the best.
Yeah. Jeep Off-Road Park. Is that who we're going to? No, we're going to talk to. We're going to talk to Creekside Off-Road Ranch. That's what it is. Creekside Off-Road Ranch. That's coming up in our next segment. We invite you to stay with us here on the In Wheel Time Car Show.
Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? You found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com.